Jessica Rachelle, I just want to welcome you to the studio. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So you have a new CD coming out, and your first CD, right?
That's right. Yeah, it is my debut album, and it is out already. However, we're having the CD release party very soon.
Okay, we'll get to all those details yet, but first I want to know, how did you get your love of music?
My love of music, I've had it my whole life since I was little, being involved with things like choir and musicals and singing in church and doing solos with my dad in church and then going into camp and teaching and writing and performing.
So how did you get into songwriting, and when did you start?
Songwriting started probably end of high school and kind of entering into college. And a lot of the songs were just starting to be inspired by things in my life and the people around me, from different things that I was also going through, and so it became a form of expression and how to work through things as well and bring hope out of those situations.
Why don't you talk about one of your favorite songs and what inspired you to write it?
One of my favorite songs right now would probably be Calling You, and it's inspired by one of my friends that I grew up with, and talks a bit about her journey and working through some situations. She came from a bit of a tough background with family and some heartbreak in there. She didn't have her mom in her life, and her dad wasn't really around either, and so just working through some things like addictions and losses, and talks about how wherever anyone is at, how no matter what situation we're in, there's always hope in those situations that we can come out of with greater purpose.
You never tell from the way she talked around you. That she was aching, she was yearning for more.
I feel like you've kind of broken free from kind of a cookie cutter sound. How did you find your sound?
I love different styles of music, and so I guess it's kind of a combination of that as well. And then just being inspired by different artists and their sounds.
So do you feel like you have to be secure in your own music to have kind of a different sound than a lot of people?
I would say so, yeah, because you get a lot of different feedback from people that you wouldn't always expect. Sometimes people are maybe a bit turned off by that, but most of the time it's very positive, and I think it's really important to stand out as an artist and be confident in who you are as an individual in your music and how you express yourself that way.
I see your precious eyes as dirty teardrops fall from the sky. You cry, for there's innocence amongst the unjust.
Why don't you just talk about your album and how that came about?
Yeah, the album has really been just inspired by all the people in my life and real life stories, and also expressing different forms of how we can be aware of injustice and fight against that, and how we can build community with the people around us.
Okay, and you have a CD release party coming up. Give us the details.
The CD release party is happening on Sunday, September 28th, and it will be at the Bunker here in Winkler. And Love and Lover will be opening. They're a folk indie band, and they just recently released there. And tickets are $10 at the door. Doors open at 7 o'clock, and show starts at 7:30.
Okay, if people want more details, is there a place they can go? And is there a place to get your music?
For sure. Yeah, all the music is online through CD Baby and iTunes. It's also on SoundCloud. And then you can also find the physical copies locally at Johnny's Java and Gingerbread Lane, and also JB Music. So there's a few places around here as well you can get the physical copies.
Do you have a Facebook page?
I do, yeah. I have a Facebook page under Jessica Rachelle. You can also find me on Twitter and Tumblr.